is Laura Key, the Realty Goddess of Los Angeles, California. I help to establish the community one house at a time. How do I do that? Well, I help to educate you not only on real estate, but on things that you can do to help build your wealth. And I have a very special guest today that is going to open your mind up on some things that maybe you haven't thought of, especially during this time during coronavirus. So I'd like to introduce you to Marina Muhammad, and she is going to talk to you about what she does with life insurance and how, for one, the living benefits can definitely help you now. Because most people think life insurance, that's for me when I die. No, 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 no. Manera was going to be able to tell you some exciting stuff. So I'm going to pass it over. How are you today?
Hey, Laura, thank you so much. That's a great introduction, and thank you so much for having me. I've been excited about this all week. I can't wait to share what we do and how we help families. So just a little bit about me. I live up in the Bay Area. I'm a mom of four, and I specialize in an area called living benefits within the life insurance industry. And I'd love to share with our audience how we can help them access their life insurance while they're alive.
Keyword living. Get that, guys?
Absolutely.
Keyword.
For the first time, life insurance really means what the word says, right?
Yeah.
Life insurance.
Yeah, because immediately people go to the darker places when they think about, which is a cycle of life. There, and most people don't like to think about that. But when you have something like this, you can use things now. So can you go ahead and kind of introduce us into what does that mean?
Absolutely. Be happy to do that. So most people know what life insurance is, right? They associate it, like you said, to a dark time in their lives, which no one ever looks forward to, right? The sudden, how do you say this? Like an unforeseen event that may take place in someone's life, right? A family member or loved one passing away suddenly. And that's sort of what life insurance has come in to help with for the last 200 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we've known about it.
Mm-hmm.
About a decade and a half ago, there's a company that came out and said, you know what, we're noticing that people are living longer lives and they are getting sick, but maybe they're not passing away from them. So how can we use the same product that they've always had and may already be owning, but we'll change the accessibility from at death only to in life as well? And they have created a list of qualifying illnesses and categories of illnesses that would be a trigger and a reason that they can access those funds tax-free, just like they would the death benefit.
You said tax-free.
Absolutely.
We like those words.
More and more these days, yes.
We definitely like those words. Well, and then also, the world has changed. The world of medicine has changed so much. Whereas you might have heard the word cancer or something like that, and people don't see that as a death sentence anymore. We have more and more people overcoming those types of things.
Absolutely. But you know what? They may be still ineligible to go back to work. And that is where this comes in. If you own a policy that has those set living benefits attached to them, you can get access to up to 90% of your life insurance policy. There is a cap to that, but it's a pretty high cap. But for the general population, they'll be able to access approximately 90% of that.
That's
Should
a
it
large
be a
term.
severe case of cancer and they're totally unable, really does come in handy, to keep paying your bills, your mortgages, your rents, putting food on the table, and not really burdening your family financially as well as emotionally.
Yeah, yeah. That could be very taxing on a family when you have something looming. But if you know that you have something that can help ease your mind, then why not go for it, right?
I mean, even experimental treatment, right? I mean, when our loved ones are sick, we want to do everything we can. We want to leave no stone unturned, and we want to get them the best care possible. Sometimes that care comes in the form of holistic medicine.
Yeah.
And all of that, as we know, is an out-of-pocket expense.
Yes.
So I look at it as a whole picture, right? It's not just supplementing maybe what your health insurance won't cover, but even gives you options on what it doesn't cover at all.
Right. How about you give us an example of a successful um, client that maybe you have just covered?
Absolutely. So I'm going to borrow that story because thankfully none of my personal clients have needed their benefits, but we have a number, and I'll give you maybe one or two examples of different age groups, how it helps.
Great.
We had a gentleman who became an owner of such a policy in his mid 50s. And you have to understand that when you're up there in that age group, you have to go through a medical
Hmm.
because they want to make sure you're healthy so they can cover you for all the categories. So this guy got a fairly good clean bill of health, and he got his policy for $1 million, $1 million. 10 months later, and that's how fast cancer can approach. 10 months later, this man was diagnosed with a stage 4 cancer.
Wow. Stage 4.
Yes. And, in the company that I represent went to his doctor and said, "Are you sure it's not terminal?" Because he filed a claim and they said, "We're willing to pay him $900,000 tax free." But the doctor said, "No, it is not terminal. It is stage 4." Because, they have percentages of how, what is the chance of living. So this guy actually had a decent chance of living, even with the stage 4.
Hmm.
So he didn't get the 900,000, but he got close to $800,000.
Wow. And that takes the
And
burden off. That affects your health too with the worry of finances.
it affects your ability to fight it too.
Hmm.
So when you don't have the stress of the finances, I mean, this guy got a lump sum of, I think it was 793,000.
Wow.
And you know what? 5 months later, um, he is cancer free. He did
Oh,
stem
wow.
cell therapy along with whatever he was getting through his regular doctors and his treatment. And 5 months later, this guy was 99.9% cancer free.
Wow.
This is
Amazing.
a veteran who had been in the insurance industry for a couple of decades.
Wow.
So he left his, not only did he leave his, original company, moved over and got something that he knew that in current day world that we live in, it's a must to own.
Uh-huh.
And so that was a success story. And we had a 6-year-old girl who was also able to file a claim. Most people don't even get life insurance for children, let alone something that has
I
a,
know.
right?
Remember, the only thing I remember growing up was always seeing the Gerber,
Right,
right?
right.
And that's it. Then you're like, okay, that's all you saw. But this is really open to all ages.
Yes. So the company, again, that I represent, they understand that illness does not discriminate with age. They know that sometimes it just knocks on your door and your whole world can be upside down. And I've seen far too many cases. I don't want to dampen the mood here, but one of our clients whose parents had actually gotten the policy to fund for her college, and unfortunately, she was diagnosed with a terminal tumor in her brain that was, it was unfortunate. It was just a fluke that they actually discovered it. And it was a $500,000 policy, and they got $450,000 one check. And the parents actually were able to take her to another country where they had some success rate for that type of cancer. And think about that. As a parent with a normal job, you cannot even think of quitting,
That's right.
let alone taking your child out of the country. You have to put food on the table, and you are so desperate for that life, for that health insurance that
Yes,
you're getting from your
that's
job.
right. That's
There's
right.
no
You
way
can't
that,
leave the job. It's a catch 22.
yeah. So it's that really, and I don't ever want to see a parent out there with that kind of a
Oh,
decision to make. Do
uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
seek other treatments for my daughter or child, or do I just go to work and leave it up to God? Of course,
Right.
ultimately, we have to submit to whatever will happen, but you want to, you don't want to give it up without a fight,
That's right. That's
right? So
right.
that's what they did. They got the money, they took her to another country, and for a certain period of time, I believe she did get better, and she came back and she started school and what have you. But as because it was a terminal cancer, where Stanford had said 6 to 9 months for her, she actually lived 17 months.
Wow.
She got extra
More
time with her
time.
family. They
More
were able to take
time.
her to Disney, fulfill her final wishes.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, she didn't, she lost her battle with cancer. She was probably 7 or so at the time. But can you imagine how grateful those parents
Oh,
were, knowing that
yes.
they did everything money could buy?
Yes.
And if you're a person of faith, then of course you accept what is.
Right.
But that is it just warms my heart to know that they had that opportunity
Mhm.
to try and do whatever they could for their little girl.
Mhm.
So
And
those are a
that's
couple of
understand
cases
that's
that
living.
I
That's
said.
living the quality of life that you can have,
Yeah,
to know that that is behind you and you don't have to worry about that. So it's not, life insurance is not always about dying. It's also
yeah.
for living.
Yeah. And
So
in their case, they were immigrants. So they didn't have like 20, 30 years of maybe a 401k or something to
right.
kind of access. They were brand new. They had not been in the country for too long to
Wow.
have any other reserves.
Wow.
So imagine a story like that. So there are countless other stories of living benefits and how people have been able to save their finances.
That's
So
wonderful. And
yeah,
that's what we want to do. So guys, I want you to make sure that you are following us, because this is going to be a series. It's not just one broadcast. I really want you to see the big beautiful ball that's in front of you that you can grasp and hold on to. And this is why I partner with experts in their field. So you're going to be able to get all of her information at the end of the video, her contact information, where you can find her on Facebook, and then you can reach out to her directly to talk to her about possible scenarios in your life and get you started, because times have changed and it's not all about dying. It's about what you can do when you're living. So, do you have any ending words for us, my darling?
just that, be open minded. I know it sounds something so, when you hear something that is so uncommon, it's becoming common slowly but surely. But you know what? A lot of people still haven't heard of living benefits. And all I would say to our audience is, look, guys, have an open mind and explore. Learn. Everything is evolving and growing, every single industry. And that's what the life insurance industry has done too. And we're here to serve you.
Great, great. So I hope you guys learned something today and that you definitely reach out. We are here to help assist you. Just like I'm not just here to sell and houses, we want to open the door to many other opportunities for you on what you can do to have the best quality life that you can, because we get one time around. So let's make it a good ride. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here. I'm super excited about our series.
I am too. This is great. I had so much fun. Thank you so much again for setting this up, and I look forward to the rest of them.
Oh, yeah, me too. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned. Share this out with someone that you may think needs to know this information, because sometimes it's not all about you. Maybe your next door neighbor needs to hear this and you got this to give them. So, I am Lori Key, and this is,
Munira Muhammad from the Bay Area.
and we are going to end our show today by me telling you what I always like to tell people: why not go out on a limb? Isn't that where the fruit is? Yeah, it is. So go be a good human, because you never know when a smile is going to actually save somebody's life. You guys be blessed. Love you. Mwah! Sugar.